All right, welcome back. So we're going to talk about Tiwa Savage. It's going to headline this session right here. There's a big story that everybody has been talking about for the past 2 days. At first, I wanted to avoid it, but Tiwa Savage has spoken to this now. It's now a matter of police involved, and so I figured I should come and talk about this. Okay. But first of all, who is Tiwa Savage? Tiwa Savage is arguably the biggest Afrobeat star out of Nigeria when it comes to the women's side. Okay, all right. So, and she was married to this guy. His name is Tibius. They were married for a little while. He was also her producer, manager slash everything slash partner for a little while as well. But eventually this guy posted. He had an outrage, if I remember quite well. He had an outrage. He posted some stuff on the internet, and before you know it, Tiwa Savage was forced to come to the internet to defend herself. You know, so Tiwa Savage has been in the news quite a bit. Even in recent times, like for example, she had a sex tape leaked not too long ago. That was also crazy. Um, but this is his baby. This is her baby father. Okay, so they had one son together, and but there's some new developments since yesterday. Okay, some new developments since yesterday, and I want us to talk about it. There's so many angles to this story, and honestly, I'm kind of scrambling to see where I'm gonna go with it. Okay, but a lot of people are involved now. But again, that's Tiwa Savage when she came out and she decided to tell her own side of the story. Very shortly, she called quits on their marriage, and she moved on. But ever since then, she's maintained some kind of cordial relationship with T Bills. All right, T Bills was the ex baby father. All right, and this is T Bills in green right here. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, what does this have to do with anything, right? What does this have to do with it? Well, a couple of things. There's a couple of characters I want to introduce into this segment really quickly. There is obviously Davido. Davido is arguably the biggest star out of Nigeria, but maybe some people will say it's Burna Boy. Maybe some people will say it's Wizkid. Maybe some people will say it's Olamide. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But Davido is big, coming out of Nigeria. Afrobeats is also big even right now in the United States. So I'm going to introduce Davido. You probably noticed we covered Davido here a little while ago. Because some auntie called Anita decided they wanted to expose Davido. We covered that not too long ago too. So Davido is a guy who is also married. He's married recently. Well, he has his own story, so we're not going to get into that. But he has a couple of baby mothers. One of them is this young lady you're looking at on the screen right now. Her name is Sophia Momodu. Hit that like button for me, I beg. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we do go live. Also, you help us ping everyone else into the room. All right, so this young lady you're looking at all the way to the right, that's Sophie Momodu right there. That's not the person Davido is married to, but that's one of his baby mothers. He has a few of them. All right. So in real time, there's some stories that I'm going to be actually reading together with you as I'm going through this. But I have an idea of what happened because I've seen what T Bills had posted. Okay. Again, this is T Bills right here. Okay. All right. So now, Davido, to my surprise, I thought personally that Davido and Tiwa Savage, again, two of the biggest stars coming out of Nigeria, I thought they were always on good terms. That's what I thought. Up till today. And now, While we bringing in another character, we need to bring in another character really quickly here. There's another character involved. Where is he? Oh, aha! This guy right here in the center. We've also covered him a little bit. His name is Dotun. We've covered him a little bit over the past several months. It's a guy who has some serious issues to sort out with his baby mother. They had children together, and she wouldn't allow him to see his kids. Okay, obviously that's a no. We don't agree with that, but we're also aware that there's always some kind of backstory to that, which usually there's one side that doesn't want to do the social media thing, and the other side is making a lot of noise, and sometimes we might sympathize with the side that's making the noise before we know the full story. But but one thing we can agree to is that this man don't see shege from his ex-wife, who happened to be the band's younger sister. These are all like celebrity type of client. You know this? I don't know if you know this. All right. So that's that person in the center is Dotun, and of course Davido, and then T-Bills. So how did this all start? Okay, so over the past few days, I just noticed that T-Bills, it almost seemed, again, I don't know where he started from, almost seemed like he was dragging Davido. Right? He was just dragging Davido online. And the first post he posted, T-Bills again is the guy, the one that's doing his face like this in white t-shirts. That guy. All right. So he posted some things on the internet. I'm going to read the first thing he posted. Maybe not the first thing, but some of it. Okay. But this is how the story started. Okay. Let's see. The first thing he posted was F around and find out. Okay. Spelled out as in FK around and find out. And he posted his caption, said, protecting one's family is not just a duty, it's the essence of a man's character, a testament to his love and commitment. After the love, Jamil is the name of his son that he has with Tiwa Savage. Okay, so this is T-Bills in green, and Tiwa Savage obviously is the one in the center. All right. So I'm continuing to read what T-Bill said, right? It said, after the love, Jamil, the mother of my son, and I, as shown towards your daughter. He's talking to Davido, by the way. My family is the last one you will ever disrespect in Nigeria. It's not a threat. Like I told Bobo. I don't know who Bobo is. You've been getting away with disrespect. Some of you, do you know who Bobo is? If you know, let me know, I beg. You've been getting away with disrespect, David Adeleke. I'm not your Uncle Dele. Amaju and Co. I will teach you a lesson on their behalf also. I gave you every chance, but you thought it's another one. They warned you not to fuck with me. I will teach you a life lesson between having money, sense, and respect. I paused till after you enjoy your Grammy, like I told Tunde Ednut, just from the kindness of my heart. All right, that's what he said. And then later on, he continued. Actually, I told Tunde Ednut from the kindness of my heart, and then he said something of a father. I might be jumping here, doing to his daughter. Okay, all right, let me go back. There you go. So he said, this is another post entirely. He said, after much pleading with Sophia. Okay, so you might be wondering, who is Sophia? Sophia is one of Davido's baby mothers. Okay, I'm not sure if they were ever together. This lady all the way to the right. Okay, so again, I'm continuing to read what T-Bills posted. Okay, he said, after pleading with Sophia to let you see your daughter, and she agreed with lighter conditions, T-Bills, they begged to talk to you. is the narrative. Okay, so it say, and quote, T Bills they beg, T Bills is begging to talk to you, is the narrative from your ungrateful, ungrateful something soul. I told you those idiots that you surround yourself with are your major problems. You haven't seen your daughter for 2 Christmas, 1 birthday, and no one in your camp could advise you. That's hell of wrong. The narrative of Sophia doesn't want you to see your daughter will be exposed with receipts. No more bullying the poor lady. Hashtag ungrateful. I thought I sensed a true cry for help of a father doing to see his daughter trying I don't know what the word is, to see his daughter. I didn't know I was dealing with a senseless frog head. I gave you too many chances behind closed doors not to fuck with my kindness. You're going to need more people on your management and PR team. Daddy can't save you on this one, boy. You fuck around with the wrong person, David Adeleke. But then he put Adele ... I don't know if he's trying to avoid. I don't know what's the ... Why is he not completing the name? Anyway, I'm just getting warmed up. It's not a threat like I told Bobo. Okay. So he's still posting. All right. He posted a screenshot of their text message. Okay. This screenshot right here. This screenshot right here. Okay. He posted that. All right. So I'm going to read it to you. Again, this is T Bills. He was married to Tiwa Savage. This, I think if I remember very well, I didn't have time to go dig that up, but I think he also had like outrage like this on the internet, which is what ended his marriage. And he also, I think he was trying to commit the ultimate S. He was trying to jump into the lagoon. Some people saved him, and then he was engaged with the coach, and then he's been better since then. That's the little bit I remember. Okay, but he has history of having this type of outrage on the internet. Okay, he's not alone. There's a lot of people that think that's the best way to go about this kind of things. Okay. Before I read that text message, let me see what's going on. D-Love says Davido should just leave T-Bills alone, jejely, because T-Bills does not seem like someone who is all the way there mentally. Ha! Voila. Bagabat, welcome. She said, finally caught your life. Good to see you. Anyway, shout out to all of you that just came in. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you are notified when we do go live. I appreciate you for being here. All right, so let's get to lessons. Well, I'm still covering the story, okay? All right. So now, this text message, this screenshot text message, he sent a text message to him, I guess. He said, I'm not doing back and forth with you. It's clear your money can't buy you sense. My message was well read and clear. Let your stupidity be at the detriment of your daughter or your daughter. I'm not sure. Anyway, it says or your daughter. I'm not sure if he meant to say of your daughter. You got billions, but your daughter is suffering because of your foolishness. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm in LA, but I have a better relationship with my son. F with the mother of my son one more time, please. Okay, this is what he said. So something, at this point, we're starting to figure out that he's trying to protect his baby mother and his son, right? At least that's what he's trying to do, you know. And let me see here. So that's what he said in the screenshot. And then another screenshot again posted by Instablog Nigeria here says, and I quote, a father who abandons his family is like a coward who abandons his post in battle. He's really throwing the father shot thing. He's like going hard on the fatherly thing. He's basically questioning Davido's fatherhood, right? Why? At this point, we didn't know yet, okay? But we'll find out right here, okay? T-Bills now posted a caption with that statement. What would you do if someone threatened threatened to send boys to the mother of your son. And this is the third time he bullied her. All right. They're saying this is the third time that he's bullying her. That's what he said. You tried respectfully to reach out, and the response is arrogance and nonchalant. Please. I can see that. I can see that happening. Okay. All right. So then today, this letter was released. And this letter was released. Okay. We're still talking about T-Bills, Tiwa Savage, and Davido. That's what we're talking about. All right. So we don't know what led to what, but I'm going to read the letter that is this letter right here. This letter, you can see it has it's a letterhead from Tiwa Tokwe Omolara Tiwa Savage. Okay, and that's this lady right here. Okay. Again, I don't think anybody is arguing that she's the biggest lady superstar out of Nigeria ever, right? Right? Yeah, I think we can say that. All right. So, here's the letter. I'm going to read what the letter says. I want to know your opinion on this, by the way. That's why I'm reading this out. All right. It says the Nigerian police. This letter was sent to the Commissioner of Police, the Nigerian Police Force, Lagos State Police Command, Ikeja. Attention OCCP Special Squad to Ikeja. Dear sir, urgent intervention required. Threat of assault and grievous bodily harm by Mr. David Adeleke. I'm writing to bring to your attention a distressing situation involving myself, Tiwa Tokwe Omolara Savage, popularly known as Tiwa Savage, and Mr. David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido. On the 23rd of December, 2 days before Christmas, I made a post which included myself and Sophia Momodu on my Instagram story. All right, let me see if I can find that. I think there's a picture. There's a picture to that effect, so we can put a face to what we're talking about. Let's see if I can find it. All right, she made a post. Okay, I found it. There you go. I'm sure. All right, so she made a post of this picture apparently. Okay, she made a post of this picture that you're looking at. That's Sophia Momodu right there with Tiwa Savage. All right, so Tiwa Savage is explaining herself. Let's continue reading. I made a post which included myself and Sophia Momodu on my Instagram story, a feature on Instagram which allows you to put a post for 24 hours. I guess it's a story. And Mr. David Adeleke sent messages to my manager, who is also part of his management team, that I shouldn't worry and should never say a word to him, and that I was taunting him, uttering very disrespectful, malicious, and derogatory words to my person. I responded to Mr. David Adeleke's message and told him not to reach out to me, especially as I feel like I've been there for him and his daughter, Imade. What? How do you pronounce that? Imade, right? Imade, something like that. Imade Adeleke. Imade. Let's just call it Imade. Okay. And more importantly, when he lost his son. All right. The events of that day have also led to a barrage of calls and messages from our mutual connections asking me what I did to Mr. David Adeleke, that he's upset that I choose to maintain a relationship with Imade's mother, Sophia Momodu, who he's having issues with, and also painting the exchange to look like I was the aggressor. He has also told our mutual connections to warn me to be careful in Lagos because he was going to F me up. I can see that happening. Yes, I can see that. This is beginning to feel like some form of online and offline harassment, not just to me, but also members of my team. The actions of Mr. David Adeleke are unethical and can be viewed as a direct threat to my right to life, privacy, and dignity of my person as guaranteed in Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. And are also in contravention of Section 242A of the Cybercrime Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015. The letter continues. Let me see. Okay. I therefore would like to make this complaint and to state that in the event that anything untoward or harmful were to happen to me or any member of my family, I would like the members of the Nigerian Police Force to hold Mr. David Adeleke responsible. I am available to answer any questions or provide any additional information regarding this matter. Please find attached screenshot images of the exchange between myself and Mr. David Adeleke for your perusal. Thank you in anticipation of your prompt response and attention to this matter. And Mrs. Tiwa Savage went on to sign the letter. All right, so there you have it. So that's the letter that came out earlier on today. Okay, so again, this is why T-Bills has been basically on the internet. All right, now with that being said, why is Dotun involved in this? Why is Dotun involved, right? Who called Dotun into this mara? Let's talk about it. I would like to know your opinion. I'm still getting through the material here, okay? Why is Dotun involved in this matter? I'm stylishly looking for Dotun's post. Okay, I think I found it. Let me see. I think there might be a better one. Let's see. Dotun. Aha. I found it. This is how Dotun is involved. MOP, Yoruba man, stop it. I'm a Yoruba man. Yes, now. I am now, of course. You didn't know. I'm a Yoruba man now. What do you mean by pot calling kettle black? Who is the pot? Is it Dotun or T-Bills? Which one? Anyway, let me read this. This is what Dotun posted today. Dotun is an OAP, a media personality in Nigeria. I think he's on the radio, maybe on TV sometimes. I'm not sure. I'm not in Nigeria, so. But he's been on the scene in recent times because of his own battles, custody battles with his ex-wife, who happens to be the band's younger sister. All right. So anytime he's going to chime in on some of this conversation, you can basically, Chi Alpha, how you doing? Anyway, shout out to all of you. If you're just coming in, please do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when I do go live. We're going to get some lessons out of this, okay? We're going to get some lessons out of this. All right. It says, when you bait a man, this is Dotun said, when you bait a man or woman, whenever Dotun says or woman, I am personally calling cap on it. Okay, just so you know, personally calling cap on it. He really just wants to say a man, because everything else is going to be about a man. So might just call it what it is, But I'm not putting words in his mouth. I'm just saying. Okay. So, but let me read what he said so I don't put words in his mouth. When you bait a man or woman with children, you will get the worst reaction out of it. T-Bills, I might agree with everything else you said, but saying someone should be ashamed of himself because he hasn't seen his child for 2 Christmas means what? I'm challenging this. Why paint a father who wants to be in his child's life a deadbeat dad? I as an example, at least it's not saying it's not talking about him. He said, I, as an example, do you know what I have been through dealing with the level of garbage and fuckery perpetuated by a bunch of dirty people who feel the only way to get at me is using my kids? Do you know what he has been through? You have no idea what this man has been through. You have no idea. We don't know. We don't know what he's been through. That's a fact. We don't know what we don't know. Right? We don't know. We can only see we can only see his online behavior. That's about all we can see. But he's right. We don't really know. Okay? But let me continue. Do you know what I have been through dealing with the level of garbage and effery perpetuated by a bunch of dirty people who feel the only way to get at me is using my kids? Listen, it's okay to fight or not fight at all. Okay? First of all, it's not okay to fight. I think I corrected him the last time he said this. It's not okay to fight. Once you start fighting, there's no telling what direction that's all gonna go when it comes to the kids. But let me just drop that in there real quick. It's not okay to fight. It's okay to disagree. Okay? It's okay to have conflicts. But it's also okay to know how to handle such conflicts in the optimal way, in the most optimal way that it can actually create better results for the kids, for yourself and your partner or your ex-partner. Right? Fight, the word fight or argument, no, we cannot keep normalizing that. You will have arguments. That's why I'm asking you to avoid it. I know you will have it. Nobody is disagreeing that you will have argument or fights, but you should absolutely do everything in your power to learn the skills to avoid it. Okay? And that's especially true for you if you're a man. Okay? Because everybody's looking up to you to help us bring structure, order, protection, safety into the scenario. Okay? So no, we shouldn't have men running around the internet saying it's okay to fight. I am challenging that. If it will take your life or it takes away your peace, fight or choose yourself. Don't be mad at someone for walking away or choosing to fight differently. All right. Be mad on how someone chooses to fight you, but never test a man with his kids. Well, we have enough information now to see that T-Bills is actually responding to the threat to his son and his baby mother. Right? This is why sometimes you just chill and see, try to understand where somebody is coming from before you make a statement. Maybe he didn't know at this time. Who knows? Anyway, you are here defending your own, so he knows. You are here defending your own cause. That's your blood. So he knew when he wrote this, obviously. What do you think you would do if you were in his shoes? In the real sense, why is it okay to bait with a child? All right. It's not okay. But again, once you move mad, there's no telling how other people are going to react, right? And that's not justifying it, just telling you what it is, right? If he feels like his kid and his ex-wife was threatened, everybody's going to overreact. After all, he was overreacting too, right? Everybody has their own rights to their own reactions and all the consequences that comes with them. You might have a different arrangement with your partner, but that's because she's a good woman. You see, that's projection. That's reverse projection. Anytime you are able to build a better relationship with your partner, they assume you're lucky. They assume that it's because that person is inherently a good person. Right? Because they don't want to hear that there's some skills that you can actually learn to actually maintain or to attract or to influence good behavior on your partner's side. There is. The reality is there is. And especially for you if you've never tried it before, there is. Anyway, why is it okay to bait? Okay, I already covered that. She says, so he's assuming that Tiwa is a good woman. That is a hell of an assumption. That is a hell of an assumption. I don't care what they look like on the surface, on the outside, as a couple. I will never make such a grand assumption that it must be that that person is better than my own baby mother. This is how you fail. You keep comparing what you have, what God, the cards that God has dealt you, you're comparing to other people, you will continue to fail. That's just how it works, right? There are some bad people in this world, don't get it twisted, right? There are some very bad people. Precisely what I'm trying to tell you. Like literally, Tiwa could be a bad person. You don't know until you live with her and you are her husband. You don't know. I'm not saying she's a bad person. What I'm saying, the point I'm making here is that this is a gross assumption on his part. Okay? And it's no wonder why he will not have the patience to deal with his own baby mother. The person he impregnated twice to have 2 babies with. The person that's dragging him woto, that will not let him, allegedly let him see his kids. Which would be terrible if that's the truth. We already covered that story anyway. But these are the problems. You see, all these nuances are the problems. It's the mindset. See, when you see these things, understand that there's some things you can learn and you can pick some things apart before it gets too late. You can say, what? Go and see somebody. This mindset, we won't last. Or, my wife, listen, we need help. Listen, I love you. I want these things to work out, but we need help. Let's talk to someone. Right? Are you going to be the husband that will say, what? Just talk to me. What's wrong? It wasn't really a big deal. I mean, I was just telling you. I was just trying to, so you can't just listen to me. Well, don't be that. I was that guy. Don't be that guy. If she's asking for help, that's a good thing. She might stop asking for help, and then you find out that it's been bad for a while. Pay attention. Anyway, including your exes. Yes. If you have an ex, the baby mother of your kids, and you're throwing backward shots at her by saying it's because she's a good woman, you're comparing your ex to Tiwa Savage. I know you guys are divorced already and stuff, but my guy, you're not done though. But if you keep that up, you will collect. Yeah. Just keep it up. That's all you have to do. Yeah. All right. So, let me reread that paragraph. He said, in the real sense, why is it okay to bait with a child? You might have a different arrangement with your partner, but that's because she's a good woman. Hence, you were given unfettered access against all odds, not because she did something special than anyone. Okay, so I know the little I know is that T-Bills was engaged with Larry Olushola, who was a coach, right? That enough all in itself can cause a woman who can be bad to relax her guards and say, okay, we can, if it feels safe, we can make something happen. Just that alone. So I don't know if Dotun is engaged with coaches, or I'm just saying, just that alone, we go a long way, right? Why? Because nobody is perfect. Nobody knows it all. Sometimes you need help. I need help, right? There are other areas of my life where I need help, and I'm seeking help, and I ask questions. I ask people. I say, hey, help me with this. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? I've got calls that I need to jump on tonight to talk to a mentor. Right? It's okay to ask for help. That's actually what makes you a man. That's actually a testament to the fact that you are a man. You know your limitations, your strength, your weaknesses, and you know how to mitigate the risk, the threats, and take advantage of the opportunities. Anyway, I can't get over this part, but that's because she's a good woman. You think she's a good woman? You think? Okay. Hence, you were given unfettered access against all odds, not because she did something special than anyone. Actually, I disagree. He did something special than most other people. Most other people, Coconut Head is a bastard. they won't hear it. All right, because they're using common sense and they can't see how it's possible that common sense will fail them. They can't see it. So they rather continue to collect woto. I did everything right, but what was the result? You see, he did everything right, but what was the result? He thought he did everything right. If your results are bad, it doesn't matter that you think you did everything right. It's actually not relevant. As a man, what we will keep looking at is your results. That's what it is. Chiye says it's not magic. Chiye says someone is watering that grass. That's true. Somebody is watering that grass. It looks like they're a good person. Somebody is watering that grass. Absolutely. They won't mention when they are moving mad. Nope, they won't. I think Dotun is making that assumption because T-Bills spoke well recently about Tiwa. You covered it on that show. I think I did, yeah. But that's part of the skill set. That's part of the seduction skills. There's nobody that you speak well of, even if they are really, really angry with you and they are mad at you. A little part of their heart will like just relax and say, doesn't mean they're going to get back with you, but if you have business with them, they will kind of calm down and make it a little bit easier for you. That's something that it sounds like Dotun is not ready to accept. And that's why you're hearing all of this projection. Okay? He says, stop enabling using kids as a tool to fight. Why can't it be the dad giving conditions on a child? That is a stupid, unrealistic expectations. And it will continue to be unrealistic expectations. And for as long as you have unrealistic expectations with how life works, you will continue to collect. Okay? The mother's relationship with a child is not the same thing as the father's relationship with a child. I'm not suggesting that one is higher than the other, but it's clearly different. If you just look closer, it's different. And for as long as you're fighting that reality, you collect. You won't get what you want. Actually, there are ways you can get what you want, but because you have coconutted, you won't hear it. You want to change the order of social order since the beginning of the last 2 centuries, just to wrap it around to fit into your coconutted. It cannot work. Take it from me. Okay? A child is for 2 people, not 1. That statement is true on paper. In reality, particularly with respect to the application you're trying to apply, is discombobulated on arrival. Could it work? Okay? They will show you pepper inside those courts. You know they listen. Dotun does not listen. All the Dotuns in the world, they don't listen. They won't listen. A child is for 2 people, not 1. What judge are you going to tell that to that won't say, what are you talking about? Who's arguing that fact? And why are you typing that all in caps? Are you stupid? No, I'm just kidding. No. Shout out to Dotun. But calm down. Just look squarely and say, hey, what I've been doing has not worked. It's not because you're a bad person. I'll tell you why. It's because you don't know what you're doing. You did everything you thought was right, but you don't know what you're doing. You don't have the skills. Talk to somebody. You see how this matter just turned to yours? We were supposed to talk about Davido, and we were talk about T-Bills and Tiwa, but those ones are handling their business, right? He's protecting his family, regardless of what you think about what's right or what's wrong, right? He's dimmed it, like you might be picking apart his words and everything, but let's look at the results. That's like you just said. We need to look at your results. Am I creating what I want, or, well, it's not your fault. Irrelevant. You partly created what your reality is today. Is this what you want? Would you like it to change? Then there's something you need to learn. There's something you need to learn about how life works. And for as long as you're stuck on right and wrong, Baba, you will continue to collect what you want. Right and wrong is just the bare minimum. That's where it starts from. We expect you to do the right thing. But for you to think that wisdom will end right there, Baba, listen to me carefully. you collect.
Sorry, oh.
Now me tell you, you will collect more. Okay, so just wait for it. We're here. As you can see, they are the gift that keeps giving. Okay. He continues, he said, a child is for two people, not one. Why must it be okay that the mother is the only person that have a right to a child? Rights, keyword, quote unquote, rights. Anytime you're obsessed with rights, not only are you right, okay?
You're right.
But your results are gonna keep coming out wrong. Why? You think, oh, it's just this life. This life is just so, everything is just so bad. This life is coming to an end. They're like, Baba, if it's coming to an end, that's for every one of us. There's nothing special about you. You're not getting it. There's nothing special about you. There are rules to this game called life. And there's no way you can get stuck on right and wrong. Because by default, you're right.
You're right.
But that's not relevant. It's not relevant to what we're talking about. The fact that you are right is not relevant. Okay? That's good for you. You did all the right thing. What's more important is the result you are created. You said, what's the result? Good question. What is the result? Are you happy? If you're not happy, you're probably confused. Because remember, you did the right thing, but the results are bad. So now you're confused. When you're confused, it's time that you learn something new. It's time. When you're ready, and I understand, until you hit rock bottom, you're not ready. But when you're ready, we'll get to it. He said, for example, you think I don't want to see my kids or share my time with them, but why is it okay for someone to use a child as a weapon? It's not okay. But just because we agree with you that it's not okay, it doesn't stop that to continue to be your reality. And it doesn't change the fact that you obviously don't know what you're doing because you keep talking about it in the public. Every chance you get to make this an example, you make it an example. And you expect that person who actually has the leverage, yes, they have leverage over you. That's the reality. That's called life. It's called negotiations. They have leverage, okay? You expect that person to like, okay, Dotun, I've accepted to do the right thing, finally. Just come and see your child. It's possible, but it's highly unlikely. Okay? No, you're right. If I'm in front of them, I will tell them to stop doing what is not okay. I will tell them, please don't do what is not okay. Allow that baby father to. I will tell them, But that person is not doing much talking. You are the one doing most talking. And to me, most of this talking, it makes sense that it will continue to translate to the result you're getting. Right? And it makes sense to me that you would assume that Tiwa Savage is a good woman. See the assumption. Okay? Because after all, people should just do what is right. Welcome to the real world, bro. Anyway, it's because of narratives like this. No, it's not because of narratives like this. Just how life works. Sorry. All right. Narratives like this are part of life. How you manage them are your responsibility. Okay. It's because of narratives like this that enables such cruelty. Why do you need to beg someone for a father to have access to his child? Defend whoever, but stop enabling a pure act of evil. Right? Right and evil. Makes sense, right? Obsession. They don't last. They can't create good relationship. It's not a curse. Look at, see, they are poisons. Right? Obsession with blame, fault, judgment. You cannot create good relationships. It's impossible. Right? Demoralizer, number 3. You can't. Discrete logic, right and wrong, obsessed. You cannot create good relationships. Okay? Especially when you're right. Welcome to the real world. You can thank me later. Okay? Hit that like button, share, subscribe if you're just coming in. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I'm almost done with this story so we can get into some other stuff. But I thought this would be a good one. Let's see. Why do you need to beg someone to be okay? A pure act of evil perpetrated by many people these days. Leave the children out. Children have rights too. That's cap. That's a big cap, a blue big cap, bro. You know you don't care about those.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, you know this wasn't about the children. This is you're personally hurt. You're personal, and it's okay to admit that your feelings are your butt hurt. Your butt hurt, and I need you to acknowledge that, because if you don't acknowledge that, we cannot get to the solution that you need, which is to see your kids, and which is to disengage yourself from the obsession of being right.
You're right.
Because I guarantee that what you want is not to be right. You just want to see your kids, right? So why the obsession, right? I know why. Because you're like the rest of us, right? You don't know until you don't know. Most people don't know. They think life is about right and wrong. That's the bare minimum. You're expected to do that as a normal human being. If you don't do right and wrong, we'll put you in jail eventually. But that's the bare minimum. It's nothing special about you. There's other people around here, their emotions are involved. And when the emotions are rubbed off wrongly, they will start seeing doing the wrong things as right. They might not admit it, but that's where it comes from. You know? That's where it comes from. Well, that's that right there. Anyway, in terms of let me see here. In terms of what should Davido do? Davido is a coconut head. I don't know if you found out yet. Just wait until Davido is gonna learn the hard way. You know, nobody escapes. I mean, look at the legacy of TB Joshua has been dragged for the past few days. Nobody escapes this kind of stuff. You know, there's 8 billion people out here, right? You want to use forces and against a woman who is probably inclined with her rights in society. That's obviously not smart. It's not smart, right? So now, already now he's gonna get dragged. So I want to see where the Davido and the case. I want to see where it lands. I think T Bills had the right to respond the way he responded in efforts to protect his family, because I don't care, I don't care about the particulars of what he's saying. It's about he stood up for his family, and if he didn't stand up for his family, who's to say how the extent that the secret talks on the phone and the harassment on text, who's to say how far it will go? Now they know that this is a force that they need to reckon with in one shape, form or the other. Whatever they want to do to each other, I hope they don't hurt each other. But I can respect a person dragging another person with their child because he needs to protect his family. It's whatever, as far as I'm concerned. I told you before, I'm not obsessed with what is right and wrong. Okay? But if the why is like you threatened my son or my baby mother, I can rock with that. I can respect that. Because some people are mad. You need to say things like that to them before you get their attention. Okay? There's some people like that. You need to say things like that in order to get their attention. That's the only thing they understand. If you try to appease them or you try to do, let us talk, because he said he tried that. They don't hear it. They think everybody succumbs to them. They think everybody submits to them. Until you say your father, your papa. Until you say that, some people you can't get their attention. And there's some people like that, and Davido seems like one of those people. And I don't want to encourage violence. I'm just saying, he has a good point with regards to protecting his family. I would say maybe you're right. He shouldn't bring the children into it, but Davido is typing and threatening somebody's baby mother like that. That's irresponsible. So we see they're adults, they can handle it. Okay, I hope so. I hope they can handle it. But let me see. Toby said T-Bill seems to have a better relationship with Tiwa now. He seems to praise and protect her, which lends room for a more harmonious co-parenting relationship between them. I mean, how are you gonna hate on that? How would anybody ever hate on that indirectly and say, oh, it's because she's a good woman? Who is a good man? Who is a bad woman? Who is a bad man? Better go and sit down somewhere. The person you were sleeping with in bed when you were having sex with them, you always thought they were a good person, right? they were good in some way, shape or form, right? And then they become a bad person because now don't show each other shege and you don't have the skills, you don't know what you're doing, and you're not trying to bring the whole world into it. But you need to go back home and keep your home in order. And that message is for Dotun, because it seems like T-Bills is handling his business, and that's what it comes down to, is handling his business. Okay. Tiwa Savage did the right thing. Call the police. I encourage that here all the time. Somebody want to move mad, call the police. Call the po-po. Call the po-po. Let the police deal with it. Okay. Don't sleep on it. If somebody is, don't wait until they actually do it. If there's anything that makes you feel unsafe, you're a man or you're a woman, it doesn't matter. Just call the police. Just call the police. In fact, let me see. I think there might be a post here that let me see. There might be a post here that I wanted to share. Let me see. With regards to that particular message. Oh, yeah, there's one here. Let me show you something. You see this post? This is a good part. See where it says, why I won't be pressing charges against my girl for assaulting me. You see this? This is, before we open it, it's wrong. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. See this guy with the black eye? He said, first off, I would like to apologize to my girl. I keep saying I'm a change, but this is an eye-opener for me starting 2024. She went through my phone while I was asleep and hit me so hard. I thought Javante Davis woke me up. Who's that, like a boxer? I won't press charges because that's not what real ninjas do. That's bullshit. You need to press, not charges, but they need to sleep in jail. You just call the police. I don't care what she found in the phone. It doesn't matter. Just like I told you, it doesn't matter. I'm not worried about right and wrong, because I'm not worried. But if somebody does not know how to keep their hands to themselves, they should sleep in jail for a whole weekend. Okay? God help them. It's a Friday. You call the police. When they come back from jail, we will sort everything out. We will sort it out. If you want to salvage, you want to move on, it won't matter, because they will do it again. They will do it again. It's a no. If you don't have to wait until they do it. If they're showing signs that they might do this someday, you call the police. You write a petition to the police. This should not be normalized in any way. Okay? Real ninjas don't let people who don't know how to keep their hands to themselves go scot-free. There must be some kind of consequence for that, because they will never change. When they come back, they need to go to anger management. They need to go to anger management for 2 weeks before you even open your mouth to talk to them at all. If you don't do that, it's a sign of lack of self-respect, and you deserve every disrespect that comes with that. I'm just letting you know. All right. Somebody said there's more to this story than meets the eye. We don't need the more to the story. If somebody doesn't know how to keep their hands to themselves, they need to sleep. They need to go to jail. Okay. So that was the Tiwa Savage and the T-Bill story for today. We're gonna get into D-Love say this one they craze. DV is not okay regardless of gender. It's never okay. It's never okay. Anyway, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. And let's get to the story of the day. I will be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up with an